In SketchUp, you can draw or move objects freely or along an axis direction. Inference locking is telling SketchUp you want to focus in one specific direction. You can inference lock to any of the axis directions or lock to any existing edge, and you can quickly unlock and lock to another direction at any time. To lock a direction, you must find a direction first, then hold the Shift key down to lock it. Try drawing a line in the red direction, then hold the Shift key and you can see that the line visually thickens, showing that it's locked. As long as you hold down the Shift key, you will stay locked in the red direction. Release the Shift key to release the lock, and find another direction to lock to. Remember, it's important to find the direction first. To lock the green direction in, you must first be moving in the green direction, then hold the Shift key down to lock in that direction. This also works in a parallel direction. Hover over an edge to be able to draw parallel to that edge. When you see the purple color indicating that you're parallel, you can hold Shift down to lock in that direction. In fact, you can even lock a direction before starting to draw an edge. The principle is the same. We have to find a direction first before locking it. Select the Line tool, then by hovering over this edge, you are effectively choosing that edge as your direction. Hold down the Shift key while still hovering over the edge. Then move your cursor away and it shows a dotted line leading back to the edge, indicating that you're locked to it. Now as you draw, you're locked in a parallel direction. Another way to lock is using the arrow keys. The keys all correspond to an axis direction. The up and down arrows correspond to the blue direction. The left arrow is green, the right arrow is red. Start moving an object in any direction and press the right arrow key to lock in the red direction, and it automatically locks that direction. Press the up arrow and you are now locked in the blue direction. To release the lock, press the corresponding arrow again. This way of locking is very fast and easy. However, it doesn't let you lock to edges that are not along the axis. So it's good to know how to lock with both the arrow keys and the Shift key. Now let's work through an example using inference locking. We'll start with these two rectangles, one drawn in line with the axis, the other in some arbitrary direction. Let's find where these blocks would meet together and draw the resulting miter. Start by drawing a line from this corner, then press the left arrow key to lock the green direction. Now you can move the cursor around to reference other geometry. However, if you hover over this endpoint, it lines up in a perpendicular direction, which isn't what we need. Try moving to the edge itself, and now you can see that we're lined up correctly. Click to finish that line and draw the next line. Now line up the other edges. This time, try hovering over this edge first, hold the Shift key down to lock it, and click to start drawing your line. As long as you're holding the Shift key, we are locked to that edge, so we can then move around to find the inference we need. Remember, again, it isn't the endpoint, but the line itself in this case. Finish the edges and we have drawn the correct miter to join these two shapes. So far we've focused on locking to edges, but in fact you can also lock to a surface. For example, let's take this surface and rotate it around so it isn't aligned in any direction with the axis. Using the Line tool, hover over the surface and hold down the Shift key, locking to that surface. Now, as you move away, there is a dotted line indicating you are locked to the surface, and any edges you draw will be coplanar to that surface. You will probably find that locking to a surface isn't as useful as locking to edges when using the drawing tools. Remember, though, that you can lock when using the Move tool as well, and here is one case where locking to a surface is pretty useful. As you may have seen, when using the Move tool, it is easy to move objects into the ground or into other objects. Say we want to place this end table against the wall. So we start moving it by this corner, but trying to reference the corner of the room causes problems. Let's use an inference lock to solve the problem. First, select the table so it will be the object that is moved. Then, using the Move tool, hover over the floor first and hold the Shift key down to lock the floor surface. Now, while holding Shift, click on the corner of the table to start moving it from that point, which allows you to then reference the corner of the room. Locking to the floor keeps the table at exactly the right height, and it is easy to place the table somewhere along the wall. Be sure to click and finish the move before releasing the Shift key. This is a common mistake for new users. You must always finish your move or drawing tool before you release the Shift key, or you will lose your lock. If you would like to practice inferencing and inference locking more, look for the video on creating a roof using inferencing.